Hello, tacticians. Have you ever heard anyone talk about their Guild War layout?
No.
I thought not. It's not a story the Jedi would tell you.
Most teams keep it pretty close to the chest, because placement can be the difference between taking a demoralizing wipeout or tripping up a stronger opponent. Have you ever snatched victory from a team that should have wiped the floor with you? From the outset, it could look pretty bleak. They might outrank you, they might have more strength than you, they might have more tokens than you. But you'll find that if you take the time to set up a well thought out strategy, you can set yourself up for greatness. In one of our recent rounds of Guild War, we faced an opponent whose roster dwarfed ours, a league ahead of us in power and ranking and tokens. It looked like we were going to get wiped. We set up one of the layouts I'll talk about today, forcing their army to slog through our toughest buildings with all buffs active. Their wipeout stalled, their war machine sputtered out of gas. By the time I finished off their medic station in the back line, I could smell the blood in the water. We were down by over 100,000 points, but I still knew we could win. So I went on our Discord, I blew the horn of Gondor, and with a rally in the final hours, we snatched victory right under their noses. One misstep with your layout, and you're watching your buffs melt away, your HQ fall, and the war ends before it begins. In Battlefield 1, most guilds go with a default map, and that's where they go wrong. Marching up the middle lets an enemy stroll right into your back line for free buffs and those high token buildings. A rookie mistake. What about the big boys playing in Battlefields 4 and 5? Here's a secret. Everyone gets wiped, sometimes twice. Here we find that most times the backline's inhabited by HQ and supply, because eventually the enemy becomes privy to that layout, all secrets laid bare. So now those big ticket buildings live in the back, hopefully far enough to avoid that second invasion. In lower battlefields, this isn't the case. Enemies are mostly hunting for your buffs in order to perform a wipeout, so naturally you want those buildings barricaded at the back with every available obstacle you can spare in front of them. Nothing satisfies me more than seeing our enemies try to chew our most strongest setups. Sometimes it costs them more than 20 tokens to clear a single spot. Now, that is inefficiency manifested. That is the heart of attritional warfare. Let's look at some real examples, one good, one better. First, the fort trap. Here, we try to entice the enemy into the left or right lane by offering them easy targets on the front and second row. It lulls them into thinking that they have a real advantage, but they're actually stepping into a world of hurt. One glaring weakness is that you do have to deploy a considerable defense on your opposite front to discourage that free walk down to your back line. This is where the next strategy comes into play. The blockade. We eliminate the free walk by building an impenetrable shield wall, one armory sandwiched by two forts, and artillery supports each fort from behind. The blockade is rugged, and there's no easy way around it. Any route they take should incur heavy losses. And here's where we put our data into action. If you're tracking defensive efficiency with a spreadsheet, your MVPs should go on the blockade. Let your rookies soak up those hits in the front line or even second row. Save your midliners for the buildings that glue the whole thing together. Empty default spots can stay in the front line, where attackers can try and spend their valuable tokens on a nearly worthless building. If you're a min-maxer like myself, make sure you scout your maps. Some maps split your team without warning. Thanks to the Red Corsairs, one of the top PvP guilds in the game, you can get map data every round and have it linked directly to your Discord. Their link is in the description. So here's your mission. Experiment. Share your best maps and nail-biting fourth quarter comebacks in the comments or our subreddit. Make every battle a lesson, not just for your enemy, but also for yourself. What strategy did we see the enemy employ that could make us better? How could we make our own layout better? Every tweak is another chapter in your guild story. Make it one that your rivals will remember. Alright, tacticians. Keep strategizing, keep growing, and as always, GG.